When I first moved to this area, I used to go along this path and I used to always look at this tree and often tell my kids how I thought this tree was so wonderful because it's so majestic and has roots everywhere, and it makes me smile. And past it every single day. We used to call it the story tree, and I used to say to my kids, if this tree could talk, can you imagine the stories it would tell? And that kind of led to an idea with the champions, and I thought, oh, I should introduce them to this tree as well. So I did a little presentation, and I put together some slides with a picture of this tree, and did some research about the area and things that had happened in this area, and it's quite amazing. It's always been full of artists and dancers and all kinds of different things, and the group were quite excited about that, and we decided to look into it more as a group, and from there, that's how the story trail began. There was an incident that happened here in Clarence Gardens. There was a shooting which had been linked to a stabbing that had happened on the estate a few years before, and I was really upset about that and wanted to make this a positive experience rather than make people worry about what had happened. And I think people should be very proud of where they live and feel they belong and feel safe. And I love this area. I love living here, and I love my neighbours and all the friends that I've met, and it really made me sad thinking that people didn't feel like that.
My part in the story trail started when I went on a bit of a walking tour with champions, which was when I really first met this group of residents in autumn 2021, and I heard about the plans that they'd been dreaming up, and then there was a long gestation period where I guess ODAC got to know the champions, and champions moved into ODAC on a weekly basis, and we began to collaborate on all kinds of projects. And then by the time some funding had been made available for the story trail, we had a strong enough relationship with the residents, with the organisations, FYA, Fitzroy Youth in Action, and Central St Martin's, that ODAC took on being lead producing delivery partner for the project, alongside FYA, Camden Council, and Central St Martin's. And so I, in my role, oversee the producing of the project. The story trail aims to bring together the ideas and dreams of residents over the last few years, first of all, having been initiated by residents and dreamt up. But it aims to both make the place somewhere that feels like the history is knowable, both the personal history, the more sort of traditional kinds of history, and the imagined futures of the area are all celebrated and seen, and that it doesn't feel like a cut-off council estate like it has particularly become more recently with HS2 cutting off the north end of it. And it aims to celebrate through a combination of socially engaged public art commissions to celebrate the past, present, future, personal and historical versions of the Regents Park estate, and put the place on the map to sort of counteract the feeling of cut-offness that's really developed over the last few years since HS2 developments have cut the top part off of the Regents Park estate, and make people proud to be part of it, to live there again. And by involving residents in the whole process, from its initiation to its funding plans to its to selecting the artists to be part of it and delivering and making the artworks, we really hope that there's so many residents been involved that it's going to be loved. We've got 11 artists involved. Many of them have already started their community engagement and are making plans for the planning permission and all the sort of more complicated elements of making this quite massive beast of a project happen this year.
It's really cool to see my mum's ideas really blossom and to see the impact it's had on the community, and that just one person's curiosity can actually spark a lot of other people's interests and ideas. And it's going to be really cool to see the final project.